Good morning, managerial accounting students. First and foremost, I want to thank one of my students that emailed me this morning regarding my mix-up on the video that I prepared for this week. I actually pushed our class into the variable costing and segment reporting chapter, as you can see on the screen here. And in this actual PowerPoint, it says that this chapter is going to be chapter 6, when truly in our textbook it's chapter 7. Furthermore, I made a mistake and did not deploy the midterm exam, that is exam number 2, in Connect as required. So I wanted to do this screencast and just talk briefly about where we are in the class. I know that the COVID-19 issue has brought about various factors that could impact your success, my success moving forward. And in this context, I want you to know that I'm here with you, that I'm in support of you. I get that this class has been rigorous. It's been very tough. And any accounting class that you would take is going to be rigorous. I say all that to just let you know that I am a supporter of students. I do have a student-centric, success-based ideology. Yet my approach is slightly different than other instructors, primarily based upon my experience as an academic, as a bachelor degree, master's degree, doctorate level work. I see things different. And because I see things different, I require that students do things in time sets that may not be comfortable. And so when that is coupled with a class of this magnitude, it doesn't make for fun. It doesn't make for an experience that students might go out and say, oh yeah, take this managerial accounting class. It was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I get that. But as a professor of higher learning, metaphorically, I might say no pain, no gain. Anything worth anything is hard work. So in that context, I do want to share and just let you know that I'm on your side. I mean, I'm looking at your body of work. I'm looking at how much time you spend on Connect. I'm looking at the quality of your discussion boards. At the end of the day, when I grade students, of course, the first thing I'm going to look at is numbers. I'm going to ascertain whether or not the students have participated and at minimum logged scores, completed assignments. Now, after I do that and I look at, well, what's the total points earned divided by the total points possible, the percentage might be a 60%. Then I go back and I take a look at the quality of the students' discussion boards. Then I go back and I take a look at the amount of time that students have spent in Canvas and in Connect. I mean, there's a data analytic piece that professors are able to view how much a student logs on to the computer. After I look at that, and after I really kind of think about it, then I assess a final score. My job is not to fail students. My job is to see that students succeed, but it is important that as I do that there's a collaborative, engaged piece between the student, the amount of work that they complete, and the pedagogical setup of the course. And of course, I'm on the pedagogical side, the structure. Keep these things in mind. So this week, we are actually going to be taking our second exam. And you'll notice I specified that the exam is going to be specifically over chapter 5 and 6. in my mind, what you should do this first couple of days, and you might have done this already, is go back and review your homework in McGraw-Hill Connect. And then before you attempt the exam. Okay. And in the future, if there's ever any ambiguity in terms of the alignment, and I try to be perfect as a man, which I fall short. I try to be perfect as a professor, I fall short. And I think it's in my efforts to be perfect that I'm very imperfect. In that context, if there's ever a time where you see one thing in Canvas, Connect should be the main driver, because the Connect website is where the assignments are deployed. Okay, so, but again, you can always email me, and plausibly mistakes they can and do happen. So this week, and incidentally, as I wait for this to load, I'll run the professor comments every week to some degree. And so those of you that watch the professor comments from this yesterday, which was really in error, I will rerun that video next week when we start the variable and segment reporting chapter. Okay, my computer's taking a little while. Other than that, we don't have any major projects for this class, so if I were to advise you on how to finish strong, as I mentioned earlier in the video, would be to make sure that you complete the Learn Smarts on a regular basis. I mean, these Learn Smarts are hugely important because they give students the ability to engage with the material in such a way that it's almost like it's a teacher or a professor in front of you with the videos and the random things that you can do. And then moreover, make sure to read your chapters before you do any work on the computer. It's very, very important that you take notes. It's very important that you are specifically concentrating on the learning piece. How do I grow my level of intellect, my level of processing, my understanding of formulas, and my understanding of graphing and those types of things before you apply anything? So you'll notice here that there was a little bit of crosstalk. Ooh, this is very interesting. Notice your professor, even in his attempt to be perfect, made a mistake there. No, we're actually good. So let's go ahead, and you'll notice here you had some homework for chapter 6 and quiz for chapter 6 that's identified that it'll be due on the 1st of May. So what I want to do here is go in here and adjust these. Now, by doing this, I hope that my students will not wait until the last day that the assignment is due, and that you will push forward, your level of attention to these items earlier. So the 26th, I'm going to move this to the 29th. And then I'm going to go back, and I'll make sure that this doesn't collide with, maybe some of you students have actually done the chapter 6 quizzes and those types of things. And I believe when I did this last time that I didn't take into account that we were going to be on spring break. And so I actually, didn't use that time appropriately or correctly. And so then I'm going to go back here, and I am going to switch these. Yeah, all of these are the first. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? So we did cost, value, and profit analyses last week. This week we're in chapter 6, technically, which is variable costing and segment reporting. So then that would have been appropriate in the instance of what we would have covered last week, because I stopped our work at the 10th. and then we went on our spring break. So what I'm going to do here is go out and make a slight adjustment. Wow. And let's make all these things due on the 1st. So this will give you a little bit of time, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to adjust the canvas shell. I guess now you get to see what your professor goes through on a weekly basis, right? Okay. So the day is the 21st. If we go to the 1st, that'll give you 11 days, okay, to do this work. You will notice for this chapter 6, I have a quiz in here. I want to keep that, and I probably should push that up a couple of days because I want you to be able to review your homework before you actually take the exam. So let me do that as well. We'll move this up by maybe a day or two. Let's go maybe to the 29th. So if you don't watch this video and you see me changing dates, in most cases it's not going to impact you greatly. But I do have a couple of students that are professionals that are working full-time jobs, and they've asked in the past, Professor Young, can you deploy the assignments for a longer amount of time? More importantly, can you make sure not to change the dates if at all possible? And so I attempt to do that, but as you can see in this case, I'm having to change some things around a little bit. So in lieu of that, chapter 6, 5.1 for the reading, 5.1 for the Learn Smart, 4.29 for the homework, and 4.29 for the quiz. That's so that students can come back and review what they did here in preparation for the exam that's due a couple of days later. And you'll notice that we only have chapter 10, chapter 8, and chapter 7 to cover in the next 7 weeks. Okay, so we'll have plenty of time. All right, so I just wanted to show you that. So now let me go back to our class real quickly. That's me. You don't need to see that. And then let's see here. What do I need to change? Let's go into the announcements real quick. Let's change that announcement on the 9th. Yes, let's go back here. Where is that announcement? Okay, there you go. So I made a mistake there. Let's go here and edit. We are on chapter 6. And yes, the comment that my student made in the email is that, yes, there is some runover for chapter 6. So I made a mistake and uploaded chapter 7. That's good. Professor's comments, yada, yada. We're on chapter 6. Okay, I think that still works. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any emails from anyone in our class? I think that works. Oscar Morales and, okay, those are 2 other students. Okay. Okay, students, so at the end of the day, again, stick, stand, and stay. Remember, to review your homework, review your chapter at minimum 2 times. Make sure to go over your Learn Smart several times. I realize you were on the inside track of what I have to do on a daily basis, so I do appreciate your time. Again, I hope your families are well. And if you have been impacted by COVID-19 in any way, shape, or form, financially, health-wise. Um, hang in there, and we'll get through this together. All right. Have a great day.